Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a pretty exciting / emotional video that I'm filming. This is going to be basically my breastfeeding journey, and the reason that I want to film this is because I'm currently in the process of weaning Mason, and I have a lot of like mixed emotions about it. He just turned 2 in November, and honestly I would not even be weaning him if it wasn't for the fact that next month I'm going out of the country for a week without him, and that is just like a huge deal, and I don't know, there's just so many emotions. So this video will be all about my breastfeeding journey with him, and then I'm going to film a how I weaned my toddler video after. So just to start with this, I'm basically making this kind of just for myself to remember, because it's been such a crazy, exciting, happy, stressful, just amazing whirlwind of 2 years, and I just want to capture it all and remember it right now when I have it all like fresh in my head. So basically Mace was born November 13th, 2014. It was the absolute best day of my life, and also one of the hardest. If you guys have watched my labor and delivery video, you know he was 10 pounds. I birthed him naturally, and it was just crazy. But yeah, so I always knew like my entire life I wanted to breastfeed, like not my entire life, but I mean as soon as I started thinking about having kids and nursing and all of that. So he was born, and I latched him, put him on my boob, and it was like really tough, like way harder than the videos I'd watched on YouTube made it seem, and just a lot of the people I had followed had really good luck with getting their babies to latch right away, and they nursed for hours and you know, all that stuff. Well, my boobs hurt, he wouldn't latch on right, and long story short, I ended up using a nipple shield for like, I want to say 2 months, but I don't think it was exactly 2 months. But that was like the only way I could get him to latch where it didn't like kill my boobs. And right away he took favor to this boob, so this one has always just gotten to be bigger than the other one, which is real great, you know, a little lopsidedness. But yeah, so for about 2 months, close to 2 months, we used a nipple shield everywhere we went. It was such a pain. Like if I went to lunch or something and I knew he was gonna want to nurse, I'd have to like pop that little shield out, put it on my boob, you know, it was just like such a pain. And I remember there were so many times in the very beginning where I would like cry on the phone to my mom once she had gone home from helping us, and I was like, Mom, I just want to like switch to a bottle, like I just don't even want to do this, I just want to give up. And my mom was like, Veronica, you do whatever you want to do, but just know that nursing is like the healthiest, best for him. And she's like, but ultimately you're his mom, you do what you want, you know. And she was super supportive, and Dylan was supportive, but he was all about breastfeeding. And I told him one day, I texted him and I was just like, babe, what would you think if I just switched to formula? Granted, there's nothing wrong with moms that formula feed, throwing that out there. I don't want create a big issue. You do what you have to do to feed your baby. That's all that matters, that they're loved and that they're fed. But for me, I prefer breastfeeding. But in those moments, I was just like tired, I was exhausted, I was pumping all the time, my boobs hurt, like he was a little eating machine. He was a 10-pound baby, and he was just getting bigger. I mean, he just nursed all the time. I felt like I could hardly keep up with my own food because he was just eating so much. Anyway, so Dylan told me, you know, babe, I think you can do it, I think you can stick it out, you know. Hey bud, can you close the door? Mommy's filming. Thank you. He was like, you know, you can do it. He was just very pro breastfeeding, and I'm glad. Puppy. Yeah, puppy. In the moment, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to breastfeed anymore. I'm sick of it. Like, why can't you just support that? But in the big picture, he was really helping me to just stick with it. And the first couple weeks were tough. The first 2 months were tough. But once Mace got just a little bit bigger and stronger, it was like all of a sudden he didn't need the nipple shield anymore. I remember I told my mom, after I was over the fact of like, I want to quit breastfeeding, that I was like 10 million% all about it. Like I was going to breastfeed and I was going to do the best damn job at it. And so I remember telling my mom, I was like, hi, mommy's filming. I remember telling my mom, I was like, I don't care if I have to use a nipple shield for a year. I will just keep on using it because it works and whatever. And she was like, Veronica, why don't you just try? I think he was like 3 months old. Sit down. No, sit down. Yeah, so I remember telling my mom, or one day my mom, I think Mace was like 3 months old, maybe 4. And she was like, Veronica, why don't you try to just have him latch on without the nipple shield? He's playing with my hair now, so. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe I will, I'll just try it. And so I just took the shield away and put him on my boob, and he latched like perfectly. And ever since then, nursing was like a breeze. So simple. I was co-sleeping, so he would just literally roll over and hop right on my boob. It was like the easiest thing ever. I could take him anywhere, and I didn't care to cover up. I was not like shy about breastfeeding. I mean, I wouldn't like whip my entire boob out if I'm at dinner, but I would just, you know, discreetly take it out and nurse him, like, and I never had any issues with that. I never had anyone say anything. I didn't care if they did. It would have been terrible because I would have flipped out. But anyway, so nursing was awesome, and we got to 6 months, and I was like, awesome, I reached the 6-month goal. That was like originally my first goal. And then we got to a year, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, it's so easy. I can't imagine weaning him. Some people were like, oh, he's a year old, aren't you gonna stop breastfeeding? How long are you gonna nurse him for? And I was just like, I'm gonna nurse him until he doesn't want to nurse anymore. This video is probably gonna have a ton of edits because my child likes to keep running in and being crazy. Anyway, so nursing was a breeze. We got to a year, and I just felt so good about it. I felt like life was good. The bond that Mace and I shared was amazing. Like, I felt so close to him. It was just a really beautiful thing. Like, when I would be nursing him and I would look at him and he would like look up at me, like, I don't know, it just like melts you inside. It's like a whole different feeling. Unless you've experienced it, you can't really even explain it. But I love every minute of it. I still do. And it just was easy. I mean, it was easy to get him to go to sleep. It was easy if he got hurt or didn't feel good, I could just nurse him and he would be fine. You know, it's just like the magic cure-all for everything, I feel like. And it's just beautiful. So got to a year, and I really saw like no end in sight, which is crazy because if you would have told me at like that 2-month point when I was like, or 2-week point, whatever it even was, I can't remember. But if you would have told me, oh, you'll be nursing well past a year, I would have laughed. If you would have told me I'd be nursing at over 2, I would have been like, oh my God, you are crazy. Like, never in a million years did I think that I would go that long. I remember my cousin told me she nursed, or her main goal was to get to 18 months because that's when their immune system is fully developed, I believe, and stuff. Like, their immunity is finally, I think that's the word, developed, I don't know, something like that. And I was like, 18 months? Oh my God, that's like such a long time. I can't even fathom. Well, 18 months came, and I was just like powering on, like nursing away, and everything was great. Like, I don't know, it's just such a crazy feeling. And right now at this moment, it's something that I cannot fathom being done with. Even though I'm in the process of weaning, which will be in another video, I still just can't picture it actually being done. It's just been such an amazing thing, like so hard and so stressful and so like just so difficult in the beginning to get the hang of and to like get through and to deal with, like, you know, not sleeping a lot. But once he was latching and stuff, I mean, there's like a light at the end of the tunnel. It wasn't always like really stressful, like eating nonstop. I mean, once I started co-sleeping, which was like really early on, it was so easy. I would just roll over and have my boob out and he would nurse, and you know, it was like so simple. So then fast forward to a 1.5 years, we're still nursing, things are great. And now he just turned 2 last month. Oh yeah, so basically I used to say my goals kind of changed. So at first my goal was 6 months. I'm gonna nurse to 6 months old. I reached that goal. I'm gonna nurse till a year or until he gets teeth, and then I'm done. Well, he didn't get teeth until after a year, and I wasn't ready to quit, neither was he. So we kept going. And now I just don't even, I didn't really have a goal. I wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna get to, you know, 2 years old and then we're done. No, I really felt like I would just let him nurse until he didn't want to nurse anymore. And that was the plan, because I just felt like terrible to try to like rip it away from him. It's like his comfort and not really his nutrition anymore, because he eats solid foods, but he he's still getting milk. I mean, I'm still producing a lot of milk. Dylan and I went away overnight one time for like a mini honeymoon, and man, my boobs were looking like fake, super hot, really huge boobs because they were so full of milk. Like I'm still producing a lot, which is awesome. I don't pump anymore. I did pump that time because I wanted to like relieve some pain and not lose my supply being away from him for a night, but as of now, I don't pump anymore. I really hate pumping. Like I cannot stand it. Nothing makes you feel like a cow more sitting there with a breast pump on you, listening to that noise, and just, I swear I would hear like different words in it. It'd be like broccoli, broccoli, broccoli. I mean, it was so weird. If you've ever used a breast pump, maybe you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, so now he's 2, and I still, up until like a month ago, I had no plans to wean him at all. But then my husband's deployed, and I have an opportunity to go visit him for, you know, any amount of days that I want. But I get to go next month, and basically Mace will be staying with my mom for that time, and it's probably going to be at least it'd be 3 days, at most probably like 10, but I'm shooting for like no more than 7 days to be away from him, including like flights there and back, just because I can't even imagine being away from him. So many emotions I'm going through, people. But yeah, so I just recently have kind of been trying to accept the fact that our breastfeeding journey is going to come to an end soon, unless for some reason I don't go. But I mean, I'm almost to that point where half of me is like ready, because there will be times, we still co-sleep, where he'll go to bed at 8 o'clock, and by like 10, from like 10 to 11, he'll kind of wake up and keep nursing, and that's fine. But it's like the early morning stuff that just makes me lose my mind. Like 3 o'clock in the morning till like 9, he'll just be on my boob every like 2 seconds. Like he'll nurse, and then he'll roll over, and then I'll roll over, and he'll hear me roll over, so he'll run back over to my boob. I mean, it's like non-stop. And I'm just like, it's those times where I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I can't deal. Like I just want my boobs back. I want to be able to sleep and not have a baby on my boob. But it's also really emotional, because I feel like our bond is like crazy strong, and like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wean him, but it's just really hard. I feel like if I wasn't going on this trip, I wouldn't wean him. But I am, and I want to see my husband, and so it's just really hard. But basically, that'll be in a different video. But as of right now, nursing's awesome. I've always nursed on demand, so anytime he wanted it, basically he got it within reason. Now that he's older, if I'm like doing dishes and he wants boob, I'm not gonna just stop doing the dishes to give him boob. Like, he knows that, you know, he has to wait. But I've always nursed on demand, and it's just been awesome. Like I can't fathom the fact that I've been nursing this long, yet I can't imagine stopping. But I almost feel like if I don't wean, like he would nurse forever. He's such a little boob addict, and I don't know, it's just crazy. But my camera's gonna die. So that's our breastfeeding journey. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Come say bye. Come on, hurry. Yeah, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You do thumbs up? Good job. And subscribe if you're new. Bye. Let's do a thumbnail.